Hello, ghoulies and beasties. It's me, Anastasia Paige Milano here, and today we're changing things up a little bit. Normally, I would do a performance video talking about personal subject matters, or doing a makeup tutorial, because what the fuck else can I do? I'm currently working on a few other things that don't involve makeup, but are gonna be kind of like vlogish things. But I figured I might as well dip my toes, so to speak, into something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And that's reviewing materials and media that are near and dear to my cold and dried little heart. Of course, I felt like the one that's the most suiting for me would be a show that I feel like encompasses everything that I love about the drag world. All of the glamour, the horror, and let's not forget the filth, sis. Of course, if you know what I'm talking about by now, it would be the Boulet Brothers Dragula. I have been an avid watcher from the very first fucking episode when it was still being on YouTube. And then it would do a lot of things with Haii Queen. I'm pretty sure that was the channel that it would show on, is Haii Queen. And I thought, what better look to wear for the birth of the biggest drag sensation. That's right, I said the biggest. Unlike another show I know. Which is why I'm dressed in my finest for the birth of Dragula. Now, as you probably know from my style, my aesthetic, and the way that I perform, I do prefer more alternative looks, performance styles, and numbers. And the Boulets feature just that in all of its amazingly disturbing, horrific glory. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be watching it and reacting, starting with season 1. I haven't watched season 1 over again, I would say. I know I rewatched it back in 2020 when the whole Panini happened. So that's about 3 years. So we're going to see how she aged. Do remember that now that it's on Shudder, they have a few extra tidbits that are added in there. And I'm excited to see how that affects the show. So you're gonna be getting my reaction to things that happened already. The season's already been out. I think this was aired back in 2016. Bitch, I was still in high school when this came out. 2016, I believe, was my junior to senior year. Being that I was only 18 at the time, I could not audition for the show. I don't think I was eligible to audition for the show until season 3. I think season 3 was when I finally turned 21. Oh, look at that. No lipstick on the can. I wonder why. I know why. It would be my lipstick. This lipstick is mine. My brand, Horrifica Beauty. Which is why I'm making these videos now. I'm going to start linking my Venmo and my CashApp for those who like what they see, are entertained, or just want to support a bitch. The money is going to go towards the startup of my beauty company. My idea of the combination of combining the world of horror and the world of glamour in the most glamorous way possible. So all the money will go to building up funds for the launch of Horrifica Beauty. Afterwards, the funds will go towards, well, creating drag. I mean, look at these. This isn't cheap. As Dolly Parton says, it takes a whole lot of money to look this cheap. And even more to look drop dead gorgeous. So let's go ahead and we're gonna get started, y'all.
Hello. I would like to take you on a strange journey. A journey into a world where right is left, up is down, and ugly is considered beautiful. It's a kind of fictitious world created in the minds of those who are truly out of touch.
I think this was added after. I don't remember this opening at all. I'm pretty sure it just showed them walking through the graveyard on YouTube. But I could be wrong. It's been a few years.
What made these homicidal housewives call on 9 outcast drag queens to come together on this fateful night?
I forgot they only did do 9 for the first season.
In mind for these
I mean,
innocent
the other show did too.
What desperate situations forced these queens to accept an invitation to the Boulet Brothers mansion in the middle of the night, in a cemetery, to voluntarily partake in a twisted pageant which would surely mean certain death for most of them.
Luxaria.
Death. We shall find out the answers to these and many other questions as we open the files and dive deeply into the diabolical world of the Boulet Brothers Dragula. The search for the world's first drag super monster.
Ugh. That is my favorite opening. Ugh. Oof. The fact that those lips are glossy and red. That's the true sign of a whore.
Sochi Mochi. I'm the killer clown from outer space, and I love to get gritty. So this is all me.
I love Sochi Mochi.
My name is Ursula Major, and I'm clearly the filthiest queen here.
Foxy Ajue. You just never know what's gonna come out of my pussy, okay? Fun odd. I've never competed. I'm still a baby.
The show
but I'm
was
expecting to get far.
came out since 2016, so if you didn't know, Vander won. Vander is our first drag super monster. Oh,
I
Meatball.
just want to share that with you.
Loris. I'm Loris. I'm the international femme fatale. And I'm also obnoxious. Frankie Doom.
I'm coming for these bitches. I'm gonna take them all down.
Yes,
One by
Frankie.
Pinche.
My name is
Oh,
Pinche Queen,
Pinche.
and I am the best bear queen in Los Angeles.
And Melissa B. Fierce.
Oh, Pinche's
When I saw Melissa B.
all their
Fierce,
faces,
I was like,
honestly.
what the fuck?
I was surprised because I've never really seen her do like horror-related stuff necessarily.
I think it'll be interesting to see what she brings to Dragula.
I kind of get the idea that she thinks that she's bigger than this.
I don't think I have competition with you. I mean, have you seen them?
Ah, I love you, Melissa be fucking fierce. Because everyone forgets, glamour is a key pillar. Just because a bitch likes to be glamorous does not
We have dedicated our careers
that.
to creating monsters. Whether it be
Just because a bitch wants to be glamorously spooky or glamorously horrifying the entire time doesn't make her any less than a monster and then a bitch want to eat shit.
Creation.
Just because someone wants to look put together doesn't make them less than you.
Queens have never competed before. But if you rise to the occasion and snatch the crown, you will be a queen, unlike the world has ever seen before.
Yes, I'm checking myself out in the
Your
viewfinder.
first challenge is very
Sue
simple.
me.
Tragic Scenes from cinematic history.
The death of the Wicked Witch of the West.
All right, ladies. It's your first day with us, so give us everything you've got. Because for one of you, your first day will be your last.
I really want to ask you guys, why were you guys surprised to see me here?
I was just shocked because when I came in and like just saw sparkling shit on the floor, I'm like, first of all, Boulet Dragula is that fucking sparkling. Alyssa, not the typical queen for like the scene.
Girl, honestly,
Vince will do anything to get again.
anyone that had the effort to get up that early and get their ass here has my respect.
Nobody wants to hear that bullshit. Nobody's watching the show.
Why don't we all just
There's plenty of things to go around. Don't worry.
I'm mad.
I never even care, and happy just that they have my name inside the fucking ad. That makes me feel like, okay, I have potential, I have a chance to do more than I usually do more than just be in the fucking, just the club circuit and like get fucking creative, you know?
I think I kind of like Laura, sort of, we're newer queens on the scene, but we both make our own things, we both fabricate our own things, we make our own hair, our own costumes, our own everything, but because we're new, we're not given these sort of opportunities, and it can be really frustrating to make everything yourself, and then sometimes it would show.
I'm gonna pause it there and talk on that. Because when I first started performing back in 2017, that was a legit struggle. Trying to get into the scene. When I first started performing, I was performing down in Nashville. We'll talk about that later on. Because I wanted to do alternative things in 2017, and let me remind you, this was, I think, almost a year, if not a little bit less than a year after this show started airing. They did not like alternative drag at all. If you weren't pageant, if you weren't a skinny legend or a Rue girl, they did not care, and they did not see you making it far at all. Like, I was told over and over again, you have to be pretty to succeed. You can't go out there and do Rob Zombie. You can't go out there and do Hailstorm in this moment. You can't do fucking Pretty Reckless. You can't do all this alternative stuff and expect the crowd to like it. Look at where the fuck we are now, y'all. Alternative drag is seen just as valid. And in my opinion, and maybe it's just because I'm in that realm and in that scene, just as popular as the pageant world. Because like I was saying earlier, just because someone's alternative does not mean they can't be the most glamorous motherfucker that you've ever seen walk down the street, walk down the runway, cross the stage in a fucking pageant, if you will. There's some alternative girls that I've seen that could walk circles around pageant queens. Just because someone does something differently than you do doesn't devalue their art. And if you are a newcomer, it is so hard to get into the door in like the stereotype of drag. But if you come in trying to be alternative, they will try to change you over and over and over again. And I fell into that every now and then, and it sucked. 1 second, I got the kid here. So I'm very adamant about whenever someone's wanting to do drag or wanting to start and they don't know what the fuck to do, I try to be as helpful as I can in that aspect, because I was in that spot before. So for new performers, keep at it. Don't stop. Don't be cocky. Cockiness is a big killer for fans. Your fans don't want to see you be cocky. You can be confident, and you can show that, but there is a difference between cocky and confident. And oftentimes, cockiness just leaves a bad taste in everyone's mouth. Whereas confidence, people see that and they're just like, wow, she's so confident in everything that she does. Some people get inspired by that confidence. Others, they see that and they're like, I would love to work with her. But let's continue on with the show. I'll stop rambling.
Who don't appreciate spots they have. I feel like a lot of girls, they get comfortable and they start lazing, and I'm like, I'm dying to get these spots and nobody gives them to me, and I'm just, you know, making and producing drag, and it just doesn't.
This is
I
also
was really surprised to be here, and I'm incredibly happy.
Yeah.
very valid too.
I'm used to just doing just a glam queen, you know, just what you guys saw earlier today. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna make me wanna try different new things. So I think it's a good thing that I'm here. It's only gonna improve me.
I feel like almost at a certain point where you feel kind of stagnant in your drag, and then you get paired up or pit against like these creative ass bitches like this one over here, and well, half of these other bitches over here.
Ooh, which half, bro? Which half?
So I'm excited
Go on,
to see what
Ursula.
they bring out inside of me, really.
Bring out or put it inside of you.
Like some baby bird or some fucking.
Me too, or like anything, yeah, anything.
Anything animal product?
For me too, I'm vegan, but you know what? I said at the very beginning of doing this that I have to leave my moral compass at home because it's Dragula.
Absolutely.
But that doesn't mean that I judge other people for their life
Oh my
choices.
god.
Like that's kind of a
He's actually
Oh, Loris.
Okay.
So BJ, you and Lawrence look the same. Have the same look. Very similar.
Really? Because hers was made of elastic and mine was made of leather.
But she's vegan because she doesn't like the way the animals are treated.
I mean, yeah, the looks are similar, but they just delivered it different ways, so.
Yeah. Her tits are hairy, mine aren't.
Good luck, bitch.
Tonight, we've challenged
Oh.
our ghouls to come up with their wickedest witch looks.
I forgot that's what it looked like.
During the floor show.
As a second part of the challenge, each of our ghouls will reenact the death scene of the Wicked Witch of the West.
Here to help us judge our goals tonight is our friend, writer, and director of Jawbreaker, Darren Stein. Hello, Darren. Now, let the floor show begin.
I don't know, I just love that. You know what? I should, from now on, whenever there's themes, oh, that's such a fucking amazing look. Whenever there's themes for each of the runways, I'll try my best to dress up, so to speak. I didn't think about it until now. I could have done a really fucking cute witch look. Actually, one of my most popular looks is my purple witch. I just don't have all the pieces to her anymore. She has to be elevated before I bring her back. Yes, Ursula. Come on, Foxy! Come on, body. Yes, ma'am. Or them. Oh, poor meatball. If Pinche would have done different makeup, I think Pinche would have been fine. Oh no, not the water. I forgot water was part of this. I don't know how I feel about water on drag. Oh, and I know all that glitter went right into your eyes too. I don't know. I probably would have played with the water. I would probably would have ducked the first one and be like, "Miss me, bitch," and then they hit me when I was saying bitch. love to see Xochitl back. And Ursula. Because if y'all have seen Ursula and Xochitl lately, chef's kiss. I would love to see them back.
Darlings, I have to start off by saying from all the judges here,
And Foxy.
thank you all
And
so
Pinche.
much for
I think those are the only ones that haven't come back yet from season 1 is Ursula,
reminded us of why
Pinche,
we're doing this show in the first
Foxy,
place, so thank you all.
and
Now it's time
oh wait,
to review our ghoul
and
prize.
Xochitl. Meatball came back for a cameo, but I would love to see Meatball compete again too. So that's 5 out of the 9 that has not
So there
competed
really are no
again.
rules per se.
Obviously, Vander won. She ain't got to compete again.
Did make some
And then
tonight. When I call
Loris,
your name,
Melissa,
step forward.
and Frankie have all competed on either Resurrection
Sochi Mochi.
or Titans.
Great job tonight. We loved what you did. You were scary. I think maybe the scariest queen that I saw tonight on stage. You were
Yes.
giving me a Disney villainess from the black
Seeing
and
that
white
in black
period
and
that
white
just came out and freaked out too many
just
people
looks
at the Super
terrifying,
Bowl
which
weekend.
makes
I saw
this
it.
comment even
Thought
better.
you were super punk rock, full on Evil Dead, meets Nina Hagen. We loved it. I was transfixed.
You did great tonight, but if there was a top witch tonight, that witch would be Vander Von Odd. Vander, can you step forward? You slayed it tonight. You were a character from moment 1 to moment done. I had to do a double take to even recognize you. Well done.
You nailed the challenge on a lot of different aspects and things that we like to see. But you had some tricks up your sleeve, which you all know we love tricks. I think
Yes.
that you were the top witch in the house tonight.
That confetti thing was amazing.
Oh, that was
That was some good humor.
Next up, my favorite cannibalistic fertility goddess, Frankie Doom. Oh, bitch, those teeth.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Yeah.
Just give me a full-on trilogy of terror with mouthful of sharp teeth. Very charismatic.
Yes.
Can't get more Dragula than that, right?
Except maybe that there wasn't too much death in the death of your witch, because the bitch survived. Where does that story bring us? I want to know more.
Foxy, Ajoué, would you step forward, please?
Foxy was
You
shocked.
really wowed us tonight because
Unless she's
your
playing that
look
up.
Originally, when we issued the challenge, was very pretty, very soft. Some of you guys wear your monster on the outside, but you shouldn't underestimate the ones that are hiding it on the inside because they might come out and surprise you.
My only criticism of you was the ankle strappy red heels felt more strippery than witchy.
You were super sexy, feminine, virile. You were a boss bitch.
Well, congratulations to you four. You guys can leave the stage now. Well done once again.
Thank you. A few of you unfortunately did underwhelm us tonight. As a consequence to that failure, 3 of you are going to be up for extermination tonight.
These are the trials of Dragula that you need to go through to prove that you actually can represent the principles of Dragula.
Let's begin with Loris. I kind of like the costume. You're giving me an avatar of a witch kind of from a manga world. It got very clunky after that.
Yes.
You seemed distracted by what you had with you as opposed to really embodying what you were given.
And when you did get out of the sack dress, it felt a little bit unwieldy.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're scared to own your look. You need to be as
Yes.
confident as your looks are powerful.
Her and a few other people have had
Something that I'm working on is
those
standing
critiques
on stage and
every
having
time
the
they've been on
power
the
to
show.
speak a little bit more powerfully and to back up all this look. So it's something that I'm sharing.
You have nothing to be afraid of. That's the thing. You should be confident, own what you do, and go forward.
Melissa, be fierce. You owned the stage as soon as you came out. You're giving me a super villain for sure. I don't know how wicked it was. I was feeling the newest villain from Gem and the Holograms. But it made me question, does she exist in the Dragula world? I don't know.
Is it Wicked Witch? It was more sort of space villain for me, which I love. It just wasn't the challenge, so that was my only criticism.
My biggest problem with your whole thing is the sensible black punk. I mean, to me, that's not very drag monster. It's a little more Ross dress for less.
I think Darren is revealing a shoe fetish as we go. He's dating everything.
Not Ross dress for
Thank you, Melissa.
less.
Thank you. Pinche.
I forgot about that comment. Damn.
Having one white eye and one normal eye just didn't quite compute to me. Like, I felt like I wanted to see sort of like
all or nothing there.
Mm.
I found myself saying, what are these ideas? Where am I going with all this stuff? It was like a collage for no reason. And I wasn't scared at all.
That's an easy out to sort of just black your whole face. You've got to show your makeup skill.
I'm gonna pause it because the bodysuit that she has on and the way that the rest of her outfit was, except for those fucking finger things, those things are fucking stupid. But the rest of her outfit, I really loved. If she would have incorporated all this veining details that's on the bodysuit, if she would have put that coming up all across her neck, like paint the neck black, do that, like how I did. Floating head. Ain't had no complaints. My throat is a daycare of a void. But if she would have done that and then had that same vine detailing come up around her face, going into her eyes, making the shapes of her face. Like, she could have had some of that coming out of her nose, coming out of her mouth, and still have a base that's glamour underneath it. Or even something that was a little bit more horrific, like, ooh, hiccup. Like what Xochitl did. She wouldn't have been in the bottom. She probably would have been safe. And then it probably would have ended up being Loris, Meatball, and either Ursula or Melissa in the bottom. If she would have done something different with the makeup. So, take that with what you will. But yeah. And that's upsetting too, because she's competed in the bar version of this several times and won. So there were high expectations of Finche when she competed. Would love to see her back.
Miss Meatball. The costume became a liability. The cape was fumbly, the hood was going back. Felt like it was the first time you were wearing it.
For me, the characterization was spot on.
I don't know who the fuck that was in that Dorothy costume with the bucket of water, but that's fucking amazing. I've never saw that part before.
Store-bought costume about those elements.
My biggest problem was the Party City cape. It was like kind of a box.
And finally, Ursula.
Not Party
I think
City
some of the
cake.
fabric choices are weird, and I've seen you do better. There's a cheapness that I think threw me when I was like kind of on your fantasy ride, but I was looking past some weird choices and I knew it.
Yeah, the only thing that tripped me up was the black velvet pants.
For me, I love the hooves, but I think they handicapped you because you fumbled some. That stuck out to me. Had that not happened,
You need to practice walking in those shoes. Before you bring any shoes onto any stage, you practice on that stage if you can. If not, you practice on floor that's similar to that stage. Because a shoe will fuck you up.
And Ursula Major.
That leaves Loris Pinche.
I feel like if she would have used faux fur that was a little bit more dingy and not as evenly cut throughout or evenly trimmed, it would have read more realistic.
You will be buried alive underground and locked in a coffin, where we will see which of you have the nerve to stay down there the longest. And you're not going to be down there alone. If you bore us or stay down there too long, there's going to be some little friends that are going to be joining you. We'll see you at the cemetery shortly.
I'm a little bit nervous. They said we're gonna be like in a coffin underground, so that might throw me.
I guess the only thing that surprised me with the bottom three was that there were 4 contestants that had extremely similar looks.
I feel like I kind of let the Boulets down.
I think she's...
their critiques were accurate. I can't...
Pinche? Okay, she's not wrong. I think she's specifically talking about like the tribal woodland aspect that seemed to be carried through Ursula's, Loris's, Foxy's, and Frankie's looks. Damn. She's not wrong. They are very similar. However, 3 of the 4 of them just did better. Sorry! I mean, that's just the fact of the matter. I mean, now you're in the bottom. Don't focus on what has happened. Focus on what's happening now. You're about to be up for extermination. Fucking kill it in extermination. Don't worry about what could have been or what is going to be. Worry about the now. Because if you worry about the now, you're going to make it through the extermination and you ain't got to worry about this shit next week. Because next week is a whole new motherfucking challenge for you to prove yourself and show your art. Why did I rant?
To argue them, it all adds up.
Laura seems really upset.
No, I'm not nervous about being underground. I'm not claustrophobic in any way, and it takes a lot to scare me, so I'm feeling confident.
She's worried. She knows that going up against me and Meatball, that's a lot of personality to deal with, and even me going up against Meatball's a lot. So I'm interested to see how this all works out.
Pinche is a fierce fucking queen. Loris is gorgeous. It's gonna be tough. It's not gonna be. This is gonna be work tonight. This is gonna be a hard competition to beat. But I can't go home.
That's the attitude to have.
Good evening, ladies, and welcome. As we've made clear, each of you has just a little bit more to prove if you're going to stick around in this competition.
Looking at Loris's look stripped down now, I'm just like, I don't like that. That corset should have been covered in burlap. I don't care how fucking itchy it was. It should have been covered in burlap.
At a time. You'll be buried and tormented. The rules are very simple. You'll need to keep your hands at your side at all times.
We're trying to find out which one of you has nerves of steel.
And if you are weak and you want to escape, all you need to do is knock 3 times and it all ends. I say we get this witch trial started, and we can see just how fearless each one of you really are.
Let's begin.
Now remember, they said keep your hands at your side. Because when that was said, there's 2 queens, 2 performers, who I felt like broke that rule. Why'd you bring the staff with you? Bitch, if I would've had that staff, I would've put it over that poor hole. You ain't pouring nothing on this face. Take advantage of your costume. It would've been funny to see, though. Oh, I forgot. Pinche put her face right where the porthole was. If Pinche would have scooted herself up more, where it wasn't all hitting her face. Oh, that was unfortunate. Immediately put her hands up. As soon as she put her hands up, Pinche was eliminated, I feel like. Watch it, Ginger. As soon as she started stomping, I don't know if that counts as knocking. But it was more than 3 times. Yes, they are. They were torturing poor Meatball. She's so nonchalant. I think it's just warm water. Not into your face. I think the comedy of Meatballs is what saved her. And then peeing on herself. Yep. Oh God. Put her hand back down to feel. Oh.
Well done, darlings. Well done and good show. We are impressed.
We're all going to go back to the mansion now, and you can return to your crypts for the night. Unfortunately, one of you will not be waking up tomorrow.
Good night, lovers.
I like how during that scene, though, you could obviously tell the queens were not there. And the reflection of them sunglasses bitches, I did not see near a face. All I saw was lights. Not gonna lie, when I first saw the heels, I was thinking it was Loris. But then I saw the hair. Poor Pinche.
What?
Not even tied to the wood.
Because I ate everything at craft services? I was hungry.
Well. Oh, you better pause. I think you get the burr. Paused it. So, the production value. She's rough, however, it's so nostalgic. Which is funny because it was made, it's 2016. Right now it's 2023. 2023, there we go. I don't know why I said 2000. There's something so nostalgic and heartwarming, even for my dead little heart, about seeing this again. This show brings all the feelings to me, all the good feelings. I am inspired by a lot of these queens that are on here. That was season 1, episode 1 of the Boulet Brothers Dragula, the search for the world's first drag super monster. I believe next week is the Ladies of Wrestling. I believe so. I will see all of my ghoulies and beasties in the next episode. We're going to be talking about episode 2, the Boulet Brothers Dragula, season 1. Bye-bye for now.